Let's pull one of these numbers. You're out of here. You're out of here. And now it comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen. What's it gonna be? Let's go! We take down enchantments, baby. Oh, I'm so happy when we beat that deck. I get so happy. So happy. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today I'm going to be showcasing a deck that we've been working on for a while that allowed us to climb our way all the way up to mythic number 729 in today's video. In today's deck, we are talking about a BOROS EXILE list. I'm sure that's not the color combination or type of deck that you expected me to play today, but that's what got us there, man. I'm telling you, this thing is an absolute powerhouse. The consistency on this thing has been phenomenal for me. And yeah, it's been really, really easy, honestly, getting ourselves up to not only the mythic numbers, but, you know, we've been sitting somewhere around that 700 mark now for a couple of days, kind of going back and forth. But yeah, man, very consistent deck. I'm going to break it down for you as always. But before I do that, if you are new here and you find any value in today's content, I just ask if you wouldn't mind taking a moment to just hit that subscribe button. It is a free way to help support the channel, and I'd really appreciate it so much. With that being said, let's talk about it. We got a lot of games to get through, so let's jump right in and talk about the deck. It's a deck that I'm sure you guys are familiar with in some ways, because we do run a somewhat of a similar game plan as a deck I've ran before, but it's basically a Stonebinder Familiar package where we try to get the Stonebinder Familiar down and we grow this thing to astronomical heights through the exiling abilities, right? Every time you exile a card, this thing gains 1/1 on your turn for, you know, one time a turn. And how are we going to do that? Well, we've got some new cards. We've got the Wandering Emperor. We have two of. This card right here not only has an exiling ability tied to it, which is really helpful, but also you can kind of flash this in and ambush your opponent. It's a very good card, a very versatile card, a very helpful card in today's build. We've also got a new card, the Restoration of a word I'm not even going to try. This is an enchantment, and the ability on this card allows us to not only go looking for some mana in our deck, but on the second phase, I actually didn't even know how to play this card properly until our stream yesterday. But basically, if you discard a card, you get to play another card from the graveyard. Mana 2, converted mana cost 2 or less for free. So, and it does come in tap though. So this card can actually ramp you up. So you can discard a land and immediately play that land from the graveyard. I was under the impression that there needed to be something in the graveyard for you to go grab, but if you just discard the 2 mana drop from your hand and then play it right away, you get the value. So this thing's pretty sweet. So those are going to be the two new cards in this deck that are going to help us out a lot. You might be thinking, how does this really make sense for exile? Well, there is that third ability on here that says exile this enchantment, and it comes back as a 3/4 vigilance body, which is really, really good. And it also spits out colorless spirits. So when this on the upkeep exiles itself, it's going to make this Stonebinder Familiar trigger its 1/1 trigger as well. The rest of the package is pretty you know, no-brainer ish. We have Portable Hole for some early interaction. We've also got Brutal Cathar, which is a 3/of for some creatures. We've also got a full playset of Skyclave Apparitions. And then Spellbinder for those, you know, control matchups, so we can get in our opponent's hand and try to stop their sweepers before we can try to kill them. So Spellbinder pretty key against those matchups. Another key component is Luminarch Aspirant in a control matchup, because we want to make sure we get the damage across as fast as possible. A card you might not have seen anyone running in this deck is a Reckless Impulse. This card is going to allow us to exile 2 cards from the top of our deck and draw some cards, which curves really nicely with the Familiar. So you play the Familiar, and then the next turn, you know, you Reckless Impulse for 2 additional cards that you can play up, you know, to the next turn, which is really nice. The mana, we have 20 total lands here with a full play set of Spikefield Hazards. You might be thinking that might be a lot of Spikefield Hazards, but you know what? We've been seeing a lot of Orzhov, you know, the Shambling Ghasts, the Eye Twitches, and those things hate the Spikefield Hazard. You hit those things with the Spikefield Hazard, they go to exile. They don't actually, you know, get to do their little effects at the end of their life. So pretty dead card against our Spikefield Hazard when you have an Eye Twitch. But yeah, then we've run 2 of the caves. We have 1 of each special land. And yeah, man, this is a very fun list. It allowed us, like I said, to get all the way up to 729. It's a fun video today. You get to see a little bit more of a competitive side of me trying to actually obtain a number, hold on to that number, you know, grow that number. So have fun with this. It's going to be a little bit of back and forth, not as straightforward as, you know, playing in Diamond, playing some jank, and just trying to get a bunch of wins in a row and make a video out of it. Today's a more true, you know, it's a little bit harder. Obviously, once you get higher up in the numbers, you start playing more meta. And yeah, it's a little bit of back and forth. It's fun, man. Hope you enjoy the new style of content. And hopefully by the end of the season, we'll have a number next to our name and we can hit that mythic qualifier. But anyways, enjoy the video. We'll see you back here at the end for some final thoughts and a little bit more of a deep dive. Peace. All right, here we go. We managed to creep our way to the top 1,000. Wish me some luck today because we are going to be trying to, our goal is to hit the top 500. And we keep doing this like a roller coaster, up and down, man. We had a stream the other day, and on that stream, we kept hitting around 700, but could not close out. And it was really, really tough. But let's see if we can do better today. Today is a day we break past that threshold of 700. It is a number that I've been unable to get past for a long time now, so I'm really hopeful today is the day that we can get it done. We've got a pretty decent start here, pretty quick start at least. When it's running Orzhov though. Orzhov, huh? Well, this portable hole is gonna put a little bit of a damper on their deadly dispute plans, which I love. Off to a pretty good start here. Spikefield Hazard obviously allows us to play the Apparition, but it comes in taps, so we have to settle for the Luminarch for one turn. I hope I screwed him over pretty bad with that play, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like they get themselves a Professor Symbology. What a top deck. What an absolute mastery top deck. We might want to keep that actually, just in case. We might want to keep it as a land in case we top deck a Scalds. All right, they're down to 12. We're sitting here with a lot of damage on board here, a total of 8. Could be more depending on what they play. A gas that gets eaten up by our Spikefield Hazard. I don't like that they have 2 mana open for the I don't like that they have 2 mana open for the Deadly Dispute, sorry. What do we do? Deadly Dispute would just absolutely suck, wouldn't it? But it would at least get rid of it so we can attack. I guess, is that the terrible idea? It's not a terrible idea, I guess. Let's do it. Deadly Dispute it, sure. Get a treasure, sure. Then we Luminarch. Wow, it hits? Are you serious? That means Vanishing Verse is in our future. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, let's force their hand to hopefully use the Vanishing Verse on one of these Stonebinder Familiars. Make sure they don't want to use it on a 2/2. Because we want to try to keep our Luminar, or our Skyclave Apparition alive. So let's incentivize them to take a Familiar here. Just make things a little harder on them. I definitely thought it was Dispute, so it's definitely going to be Vanishing Verse. No doubt about it. And they do it. They go for the Familiar here. Alright, we have a Restoration, which is pretty freaking sweet. I can't lie. Alright, they're going to gain 2, whatever. 4, 5, 6, 7 damage on board. About to be 8 with the Luminarch. So that's still lethal. No priority holds. Oh wait, there might be. Was that a priority hold? No, it wasn't. Let's go, baby. We just take Orzhov and we absolutely destroyed it. Let's go. Had a really good start there. Really fast start. Top decked our land on time. That was key. Let's get it. Very good first game. Very, very good. Very clean. We went first, I think, and we got the Stonebinders down. That was pretty brutal. Typically, we don't get those cards down every game, so let's hope we can ask for somewhat of a decent start like that one. All right. Oh, we have an opponent in the top 400 here, so a real competitor here. We have another Stonebinder. I mean, I can't ever turn down a Stonebinder start. It's pretty tough to do. The mana has to be extremely bad for me to turn it away, so cross our fingers. This could be a really big game for us. Could be a big game. Enchantments are a really bad matchup for us. I hope we don't play the Sylesnya enchantments. This Sigarda sleeve, it's always Sylesnya. I knew it. I knew it. Alright, I don't think we're going to need to play the Spikefield Hazard as a land. So let's hang on to it. Because the Restoration can get us to our 4th land for the showdown. So let's just hold on to this Spikefield. It could be important here. Alright, Restoration it is. Pretty straightforward play for us here, I think. They're off to a slow start, but that Paladin class and this deck in particular, this Sylesnya enchant deck can get out of hand really fast. So we got to be prepared to just be able to exile everything. Every single thing needs to get exiled right away. Brutal Cathar is a good start, but I'm guessing it's going to be Wedding Announcement. Okay. That's a good target for our Spikefield Hazard. Yes. Let's get rid of that. This comes up to 2. Next turn, it's guaranteed to go to 3 because this exiles itself. Brutal Cathar can't hit this. I wish it did, but it doesn't. It's not an apparition. We're off to a really good start here, and the Showdown of the Skulls should be able to get us the rest of the way there, I hope. Like I said, enchantments is a really tough matchup for us, so just doing as good as we are right now, I'm pretty happy. This is where things start to go a little sideways for us, though. Let's see. We can't do that. Let's go with this. All right, more mana. Another Brutal Cathar, or another Stonebinder Familiar is pretty awesome. Brutal Cathar could pump our Stonebinders up if I decide to take the Spirited Companion, but the 2/2 dog token is a little more of a it's a bit of a better play, I think, here, because there's nothing for us to lose as far as our Brutal Cathar getting exiled at this point, because they do run exile spells. They do run things like Borrowed Time and whatnot that do exile permanent, so let's not allow them to get the companion back, because it will just draw them another card. We're doing a good job of defending ourselves at the moment. Having 2 sagas on the field, though, or 2 classes, it's pretty tough. Catilda, yikes. Come on, Apparition. We need you here. We need you here. We need you bad. Too much mana. Can't lie, that is way too much mana. We're gonna lose this if we don't play it, but we're gonna lose one of these if we don't play it, so it doesn't really matter. So let's go with the Stonebinder Familiar. And the Portable Hole. I think the choice here that we should take is the Paladin class. I think that the Paladin class is the most potential for our opponent getting back into this game. So let's take it. Catilda goes down to 3. Allows us to attack in here a little bit. Target permanent gains hexproof and indestructible. Until the end of turn, you gain 2 life. That's pretty freaking good. Okay. Offer the trade here. I don't think they're going to take it, obviously. All right, they go to 11, but Catilda is still on the battlefield, and Catilda is going to get bigger, and they're probably going to drop the 2-drop that allows it to get infinite amount of extra 1/1 power based on the enchantments they have, and that is the card that always gets us, man. It's always the card that gets us. Okay, Touch the Spirit Realm is interesting. What are they going to grab here? The Architect? Okay. Okay. Thank God. I was going to say, we got, if we don't get something really decent here, the Flood is real. But we got a good card. We got a good card. Followed by another good card. That is really, really good. We are looking solid, baby. Let's go. We take him down, dude. That is a really hard deck for us to beat. I'm so happy we took that one down. That is a huge win. 854. Let's get it. Oh man, this deck has been such a roller coaster. Not this deck, just finally getting into Mythic, hitting the 700 mark, and just the back and forth has been relentless. So hopefully, man, I'm praying we can crack that crack the seal on 700, man. Another great start, man. 3 in a row. I got to imagine the next game there's no way we're going first, and there's no way we're getting a Stonebinder, so we might have to work for the next one. This one though, hopefully with the start we have again, should be pretty solid. Up against number 353 too. Oh my gosh, what is with this deck? It is everywhere. Can we just chill with this deck, people? We get it. The chance is good. The meta shouldn't be decided already though. Come on. We shouldn't be deciding our meta already. Have some fun with it a little bit. All right, that is a exilable card with the Brutal Cathar, so pretty okay with that. That's an even better exile spell. I'll take that over that because we do have Spikefield Hazard. Plus, we won't have as many targets for Portable Hole to hit later. So take advantage of it while we can. Even though the mana is a little bit wonky, we leave back 2 mana when we could have maximized it a little better, but Portable Hole definitely the better play here. Another one. Another one. Oh no. You have what I think you have? Oh, that's not bad. That's not terrible. Alright. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to get a little fancy here. We're gonna try to get a little fancy pants here. We have the Wandering Emperor, so we attack and allowing them to make the decision on whether or not to attack or block. They choose not to, so we'll go ahead and Spikefield Hazard on the companion. That way we do get our 1/1 counter and we don't miss out. And then we Brutal Cathar this, so that way their things are not super duper cheap. But we could have also casted the Wandering Emperor to give first strike and 1/1 counter, so we could have got a little fancy with that one. Are you kidding me? That card is busted and they telling me you got 3 of them. Unbelievable, man. Unreal. That is silly. That has got to be the silliest thing I've ever seen. Oh man, I'm a little triggered, I can't lie. A little triggered, I cannot lie. Alright, getting in for 5 companion blocks, I'm cool with that. No? You eat it? Okay. Probably because they're going to gain 4 on the return attack here. I can understand why they would eat it. But I do have the Wandering Emperor to minus, so... Man. We're getting out-exiled by our opponent when we're the exile deck. Borrowed time. Unbelievable. They're going to get the Portable Hole. Alright. Nothing you can do, man. Nothing you can do when your opponent has the absolute nuts. That is the purest of the absolute best possible situation our opponent could have had. The literal purest form of it. Yikes, man. Unreal. Unreal. I hate that deck already. That deck's already wearing thin on my nerves. Man, I don't know if we could have had a better start than we had, and it's just as I think that's why I'm in a bad mood now, is because like we were here, like dude, we were feeling ourselves, we were doing really well, and then just having it ripped away. All right. Opponent goes first. Obviously this hand could be good if I hit a white source. If I don't, I can go Spikefield into Mount and into the Reckless Impulse, but that's still pretty slow. It's a lot better. All right, we're looking good. Much better hand here. I'm glad I mulliganed that away. It's always so hard for me to mulligan, man. I don't know why. I just have this thing with mulligans. I just hate doing it. Absolutely hate it. Add 1 mana of any color. Add 2 mana of any one color. Spend this mana to cast spells from your graveyard. Exile target creature card. Flashback home for your... Okay. Okay. You gotta go. I apologize. The ramp cannot happen. Not on my watch. No ramping up. I've played this card before. It creates the 1/1 ramp, 1/1 counter, and you get the... Oh no, I haven't played that one yet. Yeah, I have not played that one yet. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go take a look at their hand. Okay. I mean, we have exile for creatures. Obviously, we don't have them in our hand currently, but we do have ways to exile things. So we should probably take the miss. As an initial cost of spell, you exile a number of blue cards from your hand. That spell costs 2 less for each card exile. So exile or up to X target creatures phase out. That's actually not terrible. Should probably take this, to be honest, because it has learn, right? It has learn, so it's going to allow them to go to their sideboard and get environmental sciences and keep the mana flowing, or even a teachings. And I think right now, with them only having 3 cards in hand and no more mana, it could be pretty good for us. Brutal Cathar, there's our answer. We were waiting for that. We were waiting for you. Thanks for showing up on time. We appreciate it. We appreciate you, Cathar. My guy. My guy. Alright, so now they got a 2/2 dragon, though. That does what? Whenever another creature enters battlefield under control, you may pay X. If you do, put the 1/1 counters. Got it. Got it. Alright, they learned. They're gonna go get a teachings, I'm sure. Or an environmental. Probably teachings. Ah. Not either. Not either, huh? Okay, well, we're in a little bit of a bind here. Take that, go over the top, but then they block the elite spellbinder. But I don't know. I don't know if we really have a good attack setup here. This is actually quite the wall of creatures I don't like to see in front of me here. This is not good. Not good. I think I offer this still as a trade. Obviously, I think they'll take it, but I still think we offer it up. Get rid of the flyer. Now when we attack this next turn, it'll be a little bit cleaner, I think. We get the 1/1 counters, throw them all on the Brutal Cathar. I don't know. This is tricky, man. This is tricky. The exile, and I draw a card. Annihilation spell is in their hand still. They're going to cast it on Brutal Cathar. Okay, that's fine. Whenever this dies, it does what again, though? It's search your library for 3 land cards, reveal them, put them in your hand to shuffle, or create a token or the number of lands. Okay. That's fine. That is fine. I think we put in the familiar. I think we go look for a spell that can handle this. Another Brutal Cathar, maybe. Spikefield Hazard's interesting. It does kill the Innkeeper, but I don't think I would care too much about that right now. Let's set this up, maybe. I'm in no rush here. I think I'm in control here, to be honest. Still at 20 life total, so no need to be too scared about that. Let's go ahead and grab some more mana. All right, we can't attack into a 4/4 with Death Touch. There's no way. Plus, when we kill it, they're just gonna get some value out of it. So let's just wait until we can exile it. Wow, of course you top deck a Ren and 7. What else could you possibly top deck other than probably your best card? All right, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, that's not bad. It's not bad, but it's not good. All right, what do we want to steal here? That's just out of range, which is so triggering. All right, let's go grab. You, even though if you come back, you do learn, which is really brutal. I gotta go for it, but if I go for it, we just die to the 4/4 Death Touch Flyer, man. That's so insane. All right, you phase both of those out. Fair enough. Nothing we can do, man. Nothing we can do. Oh man, I should have just shot down that innkeeper with that 1/1, huh? With that spike field hazard. That was tough. All right. So they don't find anything here. A couple Tamios to the yard. Completely missed the land drops, which we love to see. Unless I can get that taken care of, we're in trouble here, man. Let's do this again. Let's steal the professor. It does bring our Stonebinders. One's at an 8/8. One's at a 6/6. One's at an 8/8. One's at a 6/6. This is frustrating, man. How am I gonna get through all this? This is a nightmare. They don't really have much of a board state compared to ours, but the things they do have are just so problematic. If we do both of these, they block here and they block here. I lose both of my things. They now get another Ren token, and they can spit out another token. Essentially, this. It's so annoying, man. That's so annoying. What a board state, man. They've got me locked down at the moment. All right, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. Quite a ways away from casting that. But what did they draw? What did they draw into here? You're kidding me. You're kidding me, man. Ouch. Okay. Gosh, I really, really hope we get either a Scald's, Emperor, Brutal Cathar. I mean, there's a lot of things we could draw that would be helpful. I mean, that could get us there. Let's see. That ain't gonna do it. That ain't gonna do it. Wish I would have played the Stonebinder first, but I didn't know what we were gonna draw into there. So I couldn't take the risk. That's the turn again. Let's just hope we can win this top deck war here. That Ren at 7, man, really scorched us pretty bad. Seeker's Chariot. Oh man, it's getting worse and worse as we go. It's getting worse as we go here. All right, we might have to concede this one and get on to the next one so we can get more gameplay in and try to crack further into the numbers here. Yeah, it's not gonna do it. There's no way. We can't get through that 4/4 flyer, man. We had the answer. We had the answer in Brutal Cathar early, but you know, after it got exiled, it was all over. I'm really surprised we couldn't find another answer by then, but it is what it is. All right, doesn't look like we're gonna hit the top 5 today, but hopefully we can crack into the 7s again. That would be great. Hopefully. We jump right back up to where we started here. A great start here. Fantastic start. All right, let's go Stonebinder into whatever. if we see some Sylesnya land, I'm gonna be a little upset. Let's hope that's not the case. I did like that last opponent's deck, though. I will say I'm actually a big fan of what it is they were doing there. All right, so it's a red deck that runs these Ronins. I've seen something similar to this before. We don't have a solid answer to this situation because they just keep throwing this 2/2 out there, and these Spikefield Hazards don't touch it. Plus, Portable Hole's not instant speed, so kind of hard to keep up with that card. It's very interesting, that card, but see if they want to go with a different turn 2 route, because we kind of are shutting down that plan because we are going to outpace that Ronin over time. Now that we got a Luminarch out there. Ooh, that has Ward 2. Oh no, it has Ward 2 and we don't have the mana to... You're kidding. Everything I have here comes in tapped. That's disgusting. All right. I guess it doesn't matter though, because even if it gets bigger, this gets bigger, by the way. If it does get bigger, no big deal. We'll just we'll hit it with the Portable Hole instead next turn, and we can still pay the 2 costs. I was worried because I was like, maybe I want to Spikefield Hazard this bad boy, but then I can't pay the 2 and it's going to get bigger, and then we can't Spikefield Hazard it, but we can always Portable Hole it, so it's all good. This means that they're probably going to rely on attachments, right? It says whenever you cast an artifact spell, put a 1/1 counter on Patchwork. So they're probably going to try to equip it, I would assume. Oh, they're going to try to crew stuff. So this is like a red-white crewing artifact deck? What in the world's going on here? It says, enters battlefield 1/1 counter. If it dies, have 1/1 counters on it. Put those counters on the target creature you control. Okay, so it just passes its 1/1 counters to other creatures. All right, we got a pretty good situation here for all of this, though. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, the situation's looking pretty solid here. Let's kill that first. Let's kill this second. Auto pay. 1/1 counters here, and we get in. There we go. They're down to 9. They've only got a 1/1 out there. They've got another Ronin that we know of in hand that does 2 damage, so we're gonna outpace that, no problem. And we should be able to close this game out. Should be able to close it out. Let us see. Angel Fire Ignition. Not bad, not bad. I have a really good answer for your card, though. Oh, man. Not enough white mana, though. That stinks. That stinks. I shouldn't have played that for red. Regrets. Down to 4. Let's see if we can get the victory here. We got another Spikefield Hazard just in case they want to play another one of these Iron Apprentices, or if they want to play another Hot Shot Mechanic. We're good to go on both of those. A good game. This is definitely a good game. Looks like they gotta play the Iron Apprentice probably here. I would assume, and then we're gonna blow it up, and then that's it. Nice and easy. Oh, they give up either way. Very nice. We claw our way back into the top. Aw, not quite the 1000s, but let's keep going. All right, come on, 2 more wins. We got 2 more wins in us. We got this. Let's try our best to keep the misplays to a minimum, but you guys know me. You guys know me. I misplay every time. All right. Man, we've been getting really lucky with these Stonebinders in the opening hand, haven't we? That is annoying, but I think I'm still going with the Stonebinder on the first play here. Looks like we're up against the worst deck in the whole game at the moment. All right. That's nice because we can 1 Portable Hole and take care of that, no problem. No extra threats were put on the field this turn. Let's try to keep it that way if possible. Keep it to 1 spell a turn would be amazing. I've got really good cards here with the Apparition. I think the Apparition is probably the best card we can have against our opponent here, because it's a lot of enchantments over here that, you know, we can't interact with like Brutal Cathar and stuff. So having the Apparition to be able to take care of that stuff is nice. Like that, for example. Wandering Emperor. That's a good one. That is a good one. All right, let's keep it up. Let's keep it up. Hopefully no exiling effects from our opponent are going to retaliate against us. That would be great if they could not do that. Of course. That's fine. That's fine. All right. Apparition, take care of that for me if you don't mind. This gets bigger than their 3/3 and we just keep the pressure going, man. Keep the pressure going. They're down to 2 cards in hand. We love to see that. Are we gonna pull this out? I don't know. I'm not gonna hold my breath. This enchantments deck is bonkers, so definitely not gonna hold my breath. We do get to go look at their hand next turn though if they don't play anything. Nice. That's tempting though. Holy, that is very tempting. I don't know what to do here. So many good options. I could Apparition this. I could Brutal Cathar this. Oh man. I think I'm gonna Spellbinder. I think Spellbinder's the play here. I gotta know what that last card is. Let's go. Okay, that's kind of big. They could still play it, but that's a big card to hit there. It does tap them out for the turn, so that's nice. All right, what's the card? If the card they drew is a land, that makes sense. Okay, they're gonna play that. Interesting. Oh, that draws them a card though. That's nice. That's pretty solid, actually. Pretty solid. Borrowed Time. Oh man, another Borrowed Time. What are they gonna grab though? Apparition. Interesting choice. Interesting choice. That's annoying. That is the card right there. That's the one card I have a problem with. This whole deck is fine. That's the card I have a problem with. All right. Let's Brutal Cathar. Brutal Cathar, take you. Two, 3, 4. Yeah, so they're going to, okay, they're gonna block. I didn't expect the block. I was gonna swing in both here, but I wanted to make sure I was able to block on the return fire. So glad that they did that. But I wish I would have swung in with the Spellbinder now, had I known they were going to do that block. It's fine. All right. Portable Hole. No brainer. And then attack, attack. That's lethal, so they're going to have to take the forced block here on the 6/6. They're left with the 1/1 that they can't put 1/1 counters on. They're gonna get a creature here. We can exile something if it gets crazy. They're probably gonna play, I was gonna say this, but looks like they had a creature here. Are they short on mana here to play this? Oh, they are short on mana. So we actually did kind of screw them over with that play. I thought we were okay. Let's attack all here. Pull one of these members. You're out of here. You're out of here. And now it comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen. What's it gonna be? Let's go! We take down enchantments, baby. Oh, I'm so happy when we beat that deck. I get so happy. So happy. All right. Good chance that this might be our last game. We'll see. But gotta get this W, man. Gotta crack back into the 700. And then we'll probably switch it up. Make another good deck. Hopefully I have a couple ideas in mind. The one deck that I really want to try is the Hinata deck. I think I want to try to make a cool Hinata deck. That card is pretty sweet. I don't really like what it does. I think it's a little unfair sometimes with the 2-mana Magma Opuses, but still looks like a lot of fun to play. There's no way we're playing enchants again, right? Looks like we are, huh? Looks like we are. Spirited Companion. Not that big of a threat. Pretty okay with that drop. Let's go with the Luminarch. Excuse me. Allergies are crushing my life. Got one apparition, which is helpful. We saw just how good that card can be in the last matchup. Wedding Announcement's probably coming down this turn because that's the curve they typically have. To be fair, Spirited Companion is probably the best card to see on the 2-drop slot. This would have been the worst card to see, but here it is anyways. It made its appearance. So gosh, I hate using this card. It's so good. I hate using it on something like the Naturalist, but the Naturalist is probably their best card if I'm being honest, because it allows them to unload their hand, and once their hand's unloaded, it's over. So got to keep them to playing one spell at a time here. All right, that's tough. This allows them to double all their effects, which is even tougher. Okay. No blocks. Yeah, I guess this is what we go for here. We take this, we put this down though. They have the 3/3 trample that can come back from the graveyard. Do we attack into that? Yes. The reason I say yes, we attack into it is because we also get our Stonebinder back from the graveyard as well. So we'll make that trade. Come on, man. My nose! What are you doing, nose? Alright, they get 2 lands. No blocks. Let's go with the Scald here. Let's see. Portable Hole, not a bad card to see. There you are. I will take that. Portable Hole. Good to see you, fella. We'll take the doubling up their spells guy. All right. Their 2/2 is back, which gets even bigger. Okay, another one of those. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, we got Brutal Cathar. Really? You giving up? That is so strange. Why would they give up there? That was still anybody's game, man. They knew we had Brutal Cathar, right? We were probably going to take this if I'm being honest, but their top decks, I mean, if they top deck one Spirited Companion, they're drawing 3 cards. I was trying to figure out a way to deal with one of these. They were still in this game. I don't know if they... Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking, but we'll take it. That's going to do it, guys, for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really can't emphasize enough how much I really appreciate everyone who's made it this far into the video. We're about to break this thing down a little bit, but I just want to let you guys know that if you made it this far, huge shout out and thank you to you, because you guys have no idea what that does to the algorithm. It actually pushes my videos out to more people, so I really appreciate that a lot. YouTube likes to see the watch time stuff, so appreciate you for that. But yeah, let's talk about the list, man. The deck is really good. Obviously, we've had a ton of success with it, right? Could it be tweaked? Of course. I think there could be a few things we could do with this deck to have a little bit more. No, I don't know if it's gonna have more success, but there are some things I would like to experiment and try with for sure. There is a card, as you can see, was one of my newer cards just highlighted, March of the Otherworldly Light. This is a card that I believe Country Fried brought up in our stream chat yesterday. Pretty cool idea. It exiles cards from your hand, and then you're able to exile a target artifact or creature from the battlefield, which could be pretty sweet when you're talking about the enchantment decks and stuff like that. This hits those things, so that's pretty cool. You could actually just type in exile here into keyword terms obviously, and you can actually look at a lot of the new stuff here. A lot of the new stuff is like these enchantments, because all of them exile at the end of their saga, and you're able to get some stuff out of it, which is pretty cool. There's a ton of things you can do with this, man. There's a ton. There's some flash permanents that allow you to exile things. This deck actually started out with the Savior of Olenbrock. Like I said, this is an older deck we've tried before, and I believe I broke this deck down in the past, but we've added some tools to it. So it's kind of like a version 2.0. There's also a destroy artifact type creature that flashes in here. Where is it at? I just saw it recently. Oh, this one here. I'm really curious to try the Cathar Commando. This card right here is a flash 3/1, which could help a lot against a control matchup, but it also can flash in, and you can sacrifice it to just start destroying your opponent's enchantments, which is pretty cool. It only costs 1 to do that ability, so that could be really helpful when you're going up against those enchantment decks, and those are really the decks that we have the most trouble with, it seems like. So something to think about. Another card that you can think about, and I thought about it and I tried it in my deck once or twice, but it didn't work all the time, is this card right here. Because if you actually start to play your mana and you go second and you notice your opponent actually is playing a heavy creature based deck or a type of enchantment deck, you might want to just hold up the mana as best you can until you get enough mana to cast it for it farewell. And you can also even just consistently fill up the board with your own creatures and taking your opponent's things. But at a certain point, farewell can just exile all artifacts and all enchantments, and then you're good to go. Your planeswalkers and creatures should be fine. It also is a really great card against mono black for the graveyard effects. It's not a card I would recommend. I don't think it actually would do better than most of these cards in here, but if you guys want to experiment with that card, it is pretty cool. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do in here, but that Cathar Commando is one that I really want to try. I think I'm gonna throw that in here and see if we can give it a whirl in the place of the Luminarch Aspirant. It's a little more aggressive. It comes in as a 3/1 as opposed to giving a 1/1 counter and potentially getting just 2/2 damage on the first go around. This usually dies pretty fast too, so we'll see how it goes. I'm going to give it a try for sure. That's really the only card I think I want to cut from the deck. The other card here, Reckless Impulse, it's so hit or miss for me, man. It's such a great card because it obviously triggers a Stonebinder Familiar, which is pretty awesome, but Scalds kind of gets the job done, right? So it's like, do we cut this? I don't know, because sometimes we do get 2 land hands and this does save us, so it's hard to say, but I might just cut this, give that Commando a try. We'll see. But anyways, I'm kind of rambling at this point. It's 4 minutes in, so I'm gonna leave you guys there. That's all the words of wisdom I have on this thing. If you guys have any ideas on how to make this thing any better, please, as always, leave it in the comments down below. I do read them all. We've been really busy this week with posting a ton of videos, so I haven't been able to respond, but I am reading the comments, so thank you so much for all the love and support, you guys. I really do appreciate it. And lastly, before I get out of here, huge shout out goes to the Mardu Mob. As always, man, shout out to you guys. These guys are special members here on the channel that help support the channel through their monthly memberships, and they help support the channel a lot by allowing me to not just support the channel, and it helps us get new cards. They help a lot with a lot of different things, so I just want to say thank you so much for everything they do at the end of every single video. If you guys want to become part of the Mardu Mob, you can hit the join button down below or the link in the description. But that is gonna do it, guys. We'll see you guys on the next video on Monday. We'll see you next week. Till next time, peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Sylesnya, Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't